Come on in the room. 115, 114. Pacers beat the Bucks tonight. Come on in the room. We're not gonna do the doc. Doc is the doc. We're not gonna do that tonight. I'm sure. Oh, it's my first time I'm lost for words, fellas. I don't know what I just saw. The Bucks weren't good tonight. I'll tell you that. They weren't good tonight. Appreciate you here. Come on in the room. Let's talk to you in the chat. Get at us in the chat. Get at us on the YouTube, on the Twitter at TCIIESQ. I'm gonna try. I thought I was gonna be yelling, but I'm not. So I feel good about myself for that. I'll get it out the way because you guys talked about it on the Oh, by the way, sorry. We are live. Cream City crossover. Guru Trey Crosby III.
Chris King.
Justin.
Okay. Man, I'm still trying to process what I just saw. But I'll say this, and I'll get this out the way too, because I know people are gonna. Kuzma had a bad game. There you go. Hey, so I said at the beginning of the show, so I'd have to go back and keep talking about it. I know Kuzma had a bad game. There you go. But that's not why the Bucks lost. There were a lot. The Bucks didn't. They listen. In a weird way, I'm not in. Let me just say, I'm not encouraged by the loss at all. This is not one that you're encouraged by. But in a weird way, we all know Indiana. That was fake. That was fake. That was fluke shit. I'm watching, and I'll go down to the end of this game. And again, I agree. I'm not saying that the refs lost the game for the Bucks. I'm not saying that. But that's bullshit. That's all I'm saying. That's a bullshit call to end the game. I know Justin said that's a foul. I don't care if it is a foul. You don't call a foul on a heave, because here's the thing. In reality, he couldn't do that shit again if he tried. So 99 times out of 100, he's missing that shot. So regardless that he made the shot, you were going to give him 3 free throws regardless. You made up in your mind that Giannis was close enough to him that, hey, we're going to give this guy free throws. That's what you were going to do. It just so happened that he made the shot too. And again, I'll guarantee you this. If the ref knew that he was going to make the shot, he would have never called the foul. He would have never called the foul. He anticipated calling a whistle. He calls the foul. Haliburton was going to end up. Haliburton's, again, it's a heave. It ain't like he came down tween set up and took a legit shot. Motherfucker's falling off into the damn crowd anyway. He's falling off into the stands anyway. That's one where you hold on to your whistle there. You don't blow your whistle there, dog. How many times, again, end of game scenarios. Let the guys decide how it goes. This game should be playing right now. It should be in overtime. That's how this thing goes, man. But again, that's not why he lost. Oh, by the way, there's a video out. Well, he did foul. I don't know how you call that. I don't know if I sent you guys the video. There's a video where Nembhard hit a 3 where his foot's on the damn line. So don't give me the whole, it was a foul. It was the right call. Well, why'd you miss the call with a minute and a half to go? How many times do we go review shots when somebody's foot's on the line and not on the line, and we don't go review that with 2 minutes to play and with a Nembhard 3 and his foot's clearly on the line? So we missed that call, but we blowing whistles at the end of the game. I don't understand that. That's bullshit. Now, going back to the game, yeah, we were bad. Like, we weren't good. We weren't good. So that's that. Like, we didn't play a very good basketball game. And even despite all of that, even despite not playing a good basketball game, even despite Damian Lillard playing like a 2-pack of ass, you still you're listen. I'll take that. We lost the game. Not like I said, 99 times out of 100, that's a win. So it's gonna count as a loss. Cool. That in theory, that's a win. Like I'm really not bugging off that. Because like I said, when we played them again
Saturday.
Oh, we whipping that ass. We whipping that ass on Saturday. So that's fine. You got to split. I'm already counting that as a split. We whipping their ass on Saturday. But that's cool. You got the three. You got your little 3-ball off. You said he was doing the Dame time shit again. Front. He's a front running ass. Sorry, he sucks. He's not good. Like Tyrese Haliburton is not good. Like I didn't see him celebrate not once the entire game. I didn't see him do not one celebration all game. And you hit that, and you hitting your wrist. How many times I got to teach you about this lesson, old man? That's why your ass went to Boston, got your ass whooped. Because you're really not that good. You're not that guy, pal. You talk about somebody's daddy. What you say about somebody's daddy?
He's ugly.
His daddy ugly too. Where he from?
Oshkosh, Bagash.
Oshkosh. Sorry ass. Sit down somewhere, man. Sit down somewhere. Front runner. Always being a front runner. But that's what he is. He's a front runner. So he hits a fake shot at the end of the game. And he acts like he just won a championship. He sucks. The Pacers suck. Rick Carlisle sucks. State of Indiana sucks. It's a shitty state. All right. Let's do the game recap. I'll do it real quick. Giannis, 19 and 17, 7 assists tonight, 9 and 14 from the field. Thought he could have been more aggressive. And here's the other thing. Here's the other reason why I'm telling you, I'm really not. Even though it may seem like I'm feeling the type of way, I'm really not. Giannis was a plus 10. Brook Lopez was a plus 16. Dame Lillard was a plus 10. Let me tell you where the Bucks lost this game. They didn't lose it in. They lost this game in the first 4 minutes of the fourth when Giannis was on the bench. So again, if we go to the playoffs, this doesn't even happen. Giannis is on the floor. Giannis is still on a minutes restriction. He only plays 34 minutes tonight. If this happens in the postseason, Giannis is playing those 4 minutes. So again, the fixes are simple for this basketball team, and I know it feels like they're not. And you're gonna feel like that. If the Bucks play the Pacers, they're gonna win this series in 5. It's a 5-game series at best. It might be a sweep. Because Indiana's not that good. And I'm just saying that because the fixes are easy. You run your horses more. That's it. You just max that engine out a little bit more. And 34 minutes from Giannis in the playoffs is going to be unacceptable. That might be 40. It might be 43. That might be 9 more minutes of Giannis that we're getting on the floor in the playoffs. That's why this don't make me no never mind. It's annoying. It's like it's like a fly in my soup. Very annoying. Giannis 19-17. Kyle Kuzma, bad game for him, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 of 9. It's crazy. I would have actually thought that he missed more than 9 shots. 3 turnovers. Kyle Kuzma tonight was his worst game as a Buck. He didn't close the game, and he didn't deserve to close the game. You got to cut down the live ball turnovers. And again, it's not just him. He had 3. Giannis had 3. Dame had 3. KPJ had 2. And my thing is, it's not just the turnovers. They're live. It's the live ball turnovers that you're leading the fast break points. That's my problem. Kyle Kuzma was not good tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Brook Lopez, 23 and 7. Brook Lopez, 1 assist, 1 steal, 9 for 11. Offensively, put together a hell of a second half, a hell of a fourth quarter. They leaned on him offensively in that game. Taurean Prince, 18.6 boards, 3 assists. I know a lot of people complain about him, but he 7 of 16, 4 of 8 from 3. He had a good night. Like I know people don't like to hate on Taurean Prince. He had a good night. Dame 15 and 11 from Damian Lillard tonight. Not a good enough effort. 4 of 14 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. It just wasn't good enough, and he was still a plus 10. But it wasn't good enough. He scored 11 of his 15 in the third quarter, which was good. He had the 2 free throws, the clutch free throws late in the fourth that really should have sealed the game for the Bucks. But I mean, it just has to be better. And again, I'll tell you, to win in the playoffs, Damian Lillard has to. You can't have. He wasn't even a starter tonight. He was good. Again, he does have 11 assists, so I want to give him some credit. He was distributing the ball, and I think Indiana kind of forced. They wanted Taurean Prince and those type of guys to beat you, and Taurean Prince played a really good game. Gary Trent Jr. played a really good game. Had some clutch shot. Gary Trent Jr. had 9 points. I mean, two of the clutchest threes you'll ever see. So Gary Trent Jr. Again, I trust him late in games, and you'll be okay. Kevin Porter Jr. 9 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Again, the thing about KPJ, and I don't know if it was a minutes thing. Dame was at 37, but that's again, Doc Rivers at the end of games. The biggest deal's got to be the rotations. He's got to have the guys in that need to be in the game. And again, maybe I'm trying to give him a break. Maybe you'll tell me something that changes that from when Doc Rivers talks in his post game. Maybe he gives an explanation for what maybe Dame asked out. I don't know. I have no idea. But with 4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, I'm just saying in the playoffs that can't happen. Damian Lillard can't be out of the basketball game. And again, Kevin Porter Jr. live ball turnover right there. So that's the kind of stuff that can happen to you. AJ Green 6 points, 4 assists. Hit a couple threes, but he missed. You talking about missing some wide open threes? He missed a couple wide open threes. Jericho Sims, I thought had a good night. 6 points, 3 rebounds. I thought he was good overall. I thought that there were some moments defensively in the second half where he wasn't as good, but I thought Sims gave a lot of energy, and I think especially in the first half, Sims was good for us, and they're starting to find him a little bit more. 1 block, 1 steal. He was 3 of 3 tonight. It was a minus 17, but again, I attribute that to him being on the floor I attribute that to him being on the floor with a lot of bench units. I mean, it's tough. Gary Trent Jr. 9 points tonight. Bucks go 9 deep. Let's look on the Indiana side of things. 25 and 12, 5 assists from Siakam. Nesmith 9 points, 4 rebounds. Miles Turner 13.6 rebounds. Nembhard 12.3 assists. Tyrese Haliburton 14 points, 10 assists, 2 steals. Again, look. Nesmith was a minus 13. Nembhard was a minus 13. Haliburton was a minus 3. Like, I'm again in the playoffs, those guys will play more. Our starters will play more. Your starters kick the Pacers starters' ass. That's what happened tonight. And then they played what? They played 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They played 11 guys tonight. So I mean, and again, I know they were on a back-to-back, but Haliburton didn't play on that back-to-back, and McConnell didn't either. But yeah, I'm just not. It doesn't move me. That's all. It doesn't move me. Thomas Bryant 10 points. Ben Mathurin, he's pretty good. 17 and 4. McConnell with 12 points. He's always been a Bucks killer. 12.7 assists. 4 steals from him. How many steals did he have in the open court? I don't know. Anyway, I'm talking a lot. I'll let you guys go. I'll just say this. Top of line, you can't call a foul there. That's a bad call. You cannot call a foul there. And in the playoffs, the fix is your stars just have to play more. And I'm not holding Doc accountable for I know we got guys on minutes restrictions. I know that. Like, clearly he's not going all out to win these games. Like, he's clearly not. Because if you were, there's no reason Giannis isn't starting the fourth quarter. If you were, there's no reason Dame is coming out in the middle of the fourth. So again, the fixes are easy. You have to have your horses play more. And I will say, we did give up a lot of open threes in that first half in particular. They shot 33%. We were 14-36. But again, I thought Indiana gave up a lot of threes too. But anyway, I know we'll keep getting into this. That's what I saw today. Chris, what'd you see?
Well, people are already doing the Kuzma thing. I'm just not going to go there. When you had the opportunity to win the game, Kuzma wasn't
in the game late. Kuzma wasn't at the end of the game. I don't know. I guess it's weird to talk about Kuzma. At the end of the game, you were there, and Kuzma wasn't in. So talking about Kuzma doesn't do me anything.
So here's my thing, right? You tied it up. It's a tie game going in the fourth. Immediately 10-0 run for the Pacers. They immediately go up 10 points, and you start looking down the bench, and KPJ's on the bench. Right, AJ Green misses 2 wide ass open. I mean, there wasn't anybody 15 feet within him, right? And he misses those wide open threes, and they go and score and whatnot. My only thing is, how do you end up there? How have you been playing KPJ with that first unit for these past, I don't know, however many games he's been playing? And then all of a sudden we're like, hey, we're going to go close. We're going to sub out Dame, put in KPJ late in the fourth and see what happens. No, you can't change it up on a guy like that. That's an issue I have with Doc Rivers. Another thing, like the rotations were awful. We would have lost this game anyway if Nembhard could make an open three. Regardless of, obviously the late game heroics from Haliburton and him knocking down that three, they had multiple opportunities and they didn't do it, and we capitalized. We had the opportunity to get the win, and then whatever the hell happens down the stretch with Giannis fouling Haliburton happens, and it's over. I just can't believe it. I thought this was a win for the Bucks, and even if it's not a foul, right? I'm still looking at Giannis a little bit, and I'm like, why don't you just let him shoot it? It's Haliburton. I just saw that guy get locked up by Taurean Prince a couple possessions before that. Like, oh my, this is a hard one to process, really. Like, I don't really even know what to say, because I thought this was a game where we played terrible, but still had ourselves in a good position to win it, and we didn't. So I don't know. Justin, go ahead.
Hey man, everything what y'all just said. So, hey, one thing, Trey, I ain't say it was a foul. That's what that front run punk from Oshkosh, Wisconsin said. Brian Anderson, you need to get your head out your ass. That dude is not from Milwaukee. He's nowhere close to Milwaukee. That's like saying me and Trey are neighbors and he lives in Charlotte, I live in Raleigh. Nowhere close. My frustration, we don't have anything from Doc tonight. They had technical difficulties, so it's all good, though. He's probably pissed too. So my frustration is this. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the greatest basketball player on earth, had one field goal tip in the fourth quarter, and it was that three-point heave at the buzzer. That's a problem. He has to have more than one field goal tip. But I'm not going to get too bent out of shape over a regular season loss to a bunch of front-running punks. I don't think it was a foul. I mean, if anything, the dude is fading out of bounds. So if he landed it, his landing area would technically be the front row of the bench from the way he shot it. I wish Giannis would have just put two hands up and let the dude shoot it, man. Saw a lot of good things for Gary Trent Jr. down the clutch of this ball game. I know you said Jericho Sims did bring energy, but there were times he just physically just lost his guy. His guy just straight line drive. Giannis lost his guy a few times, man. We got to get better on this on-ball defense, because we got to understand Brook Lopez is no longer 31, 32 years old. You can't just get beat off the dribble with no resistance and have him go down there. That's why he got dunked on a couple times, because guys aren't stopping the ball. I mean, that's the number one thing they teach you when you're a little kid, when you play basketball. Stop the ball. Trey, you mentioned the turnovers. The turnovers were just god-awful. McConnell he just does what he does. But, I mean, my biggest thing is just Haliburton, man. Like, I just hate it. You're the ultimate punk in the NBA, man. All the Dame time stuff. Like, first of all, you're doing Dame time stuff and you're 2 for 6 from the three-point line. Like, you weren't killing. You had what? What did you say, 14 points? 14 points. Doug, correct me if was he an all-star this year?
I don't think so.
No, he didn't make the all-star team. The only reason why you got your one all-star appearance is because your bum ass is in your hometown.
It was in Indy. Yep.
Dog, he's not good. I'm more frustrated because of the punk stuff that they do. I thought Brook Lopez was probably one of his better games in the last 4 to 5, man. We lost this game significantly because their bench outscored us at one time. I think it was like 39-18 or something like that. Bobby, you got to take the right damn medicine. That's all I got, man.
Yeah, no. Let's just see a super chat here. Jairus Artist says Bucks curse, we're the only team to lose games this way. Yeah, I mean, it takes me back to that loss. Remember, what was that, probably like 3-4 years ago, where Jason Tatum hit a 3 off the backboard. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the home opener or something like that. And maybe no, it was a season opener because I think it was in Boston, but or maybe that was a COVID year, and maybe no, I was in the arena. I don't remember, but it was something like that. You have a 3 like that goes in. Another super chat from our guy, William Arrange. Appreciate the super chats coming in. Says, man, this game stings. Maybe we would have won if we didn't turn it over twice on the inbound. Yeah, there was an inbound, there was a turnover. Old man and gave old man TJ McConnell free 4 points, plus Pacers team full of ugly jump shots. Again, we did give up a lot of 3-point shots tonight. Like, there's no doubt about that. A lot of open 3-point looks. They missed a lot of them. But man, this one just it did. It felt like it was right there, in your grasp. NYC Demon says 3 straight losses. Dean Monaco, who's just a Kuzma hater, says Kuzma got benched because he played terribly at some point. We said that he didn't play well. Yeah, neither did AJ Green. Didn't play well tonight. I mean, guys don't always play well. I could go through many guys. I saw Chris Middleton score 0 points for the Milwaukee Bucks on multiple occasions this season. So I could tell you about guys who don't play well. Mustaf Hassan says this one really hurts, especially to Haliburton. Mickey says reviewing the foul was dumb as hell. I get it. People saying they didn't want to review it because Doc, so you could use the timeout again. I don't know, man. I get it. I think you have to use the challenge there. I really do. I get you can't take a challenge in your back pocket. You can't take it with you. So at the end of the day, we actually got to. I mean, Giannis taking the 3, but it was online. Like it was as good of a look as you could get. All things considered, moving down the court. And again, if there's a little more time, he maybe can get all the way to the basket. What really was the issue was, and again, I get it. Doc only had one timeout, so it's probably not why I used it. But when they ran that stupid ass shotgun formation, Giannis's real issue. I want to look at that back, but Giannis's real issue is why the hell did you follow Miles Turner in the paint? You're up 3. Like you should have. I've seen Spo do this. Everybody just lines up outside the 3-point line. Like what you should have, instead of trying to take a man, everybody should have guarded a little bit of space, and you should have spaced around the perimeter, the 3-point line. And you don't have to do it deep because again, if they're throwing across court, you have enough time to get there. So you could have really lined up almost kind of almost in not like a zone outside of the 3-point line. And when they throw it, so that way you're not chasing anybody. You're really not chasing anybody. But I didn't understand that we just did not seem prepared for whatever the little play was that they ran. And I think Indiana's ran it before. In different games, but it is what it is. And again, I'm not super mad because he doesn't. It wasn't even what they say about Dane. That's not a good shot. It really wasn't that good of a shot. I mean, he was falling out of bounds. And again, it was such a bad shot that the official called a foul. That's how bad of a shot the official thought it was I need to bail him out because that's a bailout call. It's a bad call at the end of a game. It's a bad call at the end of a shot clock. I hate those calls where end of a shot clock, guys going for a heave, and you say foul. No, you couldn't even get up a good look. Your whatever you just ran was so pathetic and so bad that you couldn't even get up a legitimate look. So you heaved it at the rim, and it's just whack to reward that with free throws. I don't understand it. I still don't understand it.
My bad, Chris, not to cut you, but can I ask y'all a quick question? Because you brought up that out of bounds play. What do y'all think about taking Brook off of the ball pressure thing and having him do what you said and go back to that thing? Because I don't feel like ball pressure really gained us anything with them running from half court.
Was he on ball?
Brook was guarding the inbounder.
Oh, that was stupid as hell then. Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
All right.
To me.
Yeah, I mean, it would be the same thing for me. Like, what would we be guarding the ball for when it's not? They didn't even advance the ball, did they? Barely, if they did, right? Like, it was still in the backcourt. So and still, you're up 3 points. You're up 3 points. You can give up a 3, or a long half court shot. So yeah, I don't get that.
Oh, the People's Mix said that they challenged the play because I don't challenge it because they are out. That is automatically reviewable. I hope what you're saying, People's Mix, is that he challenged the play because he thought Tyrese Haliburton stepped out of bounds. That's what I'm hoping you meant by that. But clarify that for us in the chat, please.
Another super chat from JJ. First one from JJ. So appreciate you. He says, let's see my thing. Oh, he says, in addition to the bad 3-point defense, I just really hate how difficult our offense looks in comparison to any of the playoff teams. It's frustrating to watch and bleeds into the defense. JJ, I hear you, but I honestly thought our offense, when we put up 114 tonight, Dame just didn't shoot the ball well. If Dame plays even good tonight, you're up over 120 points. They had a stat up before the game. They had a graphic up before 7 minutes. Oh, 7 minutes says fluke shit. Man, you love that. How am I hate? How do I call it anything but a fluke? The man shot a damn shot. He's falling in the first row. You thought that was a good shot? That's a fluke. That is a fluke as fluke gets. You're falling into the front row, flailing out of bounds, and you won't be like, damn, that Haliburton, that was a good shot right there. Oh yeah, that's his shot. And come on, dog. The hell are you talking about? But going back to, I don't think that it was a I lost what I was saying. No, I was saying I thought our offense, Dame just had to play better. You just had to play better. I thought Taurean Prince got a lot of good looks. He really did. Again, you talk about the offense, but late in that fourth, let me see what we finished with. Let me see. Oh, so we only did 26 in the fourth. We had 33 points in the third quarter. I thought in the second half our offense was fine. Again, outside the 4-minute stretch. And so again, talking about offense, the 4-minute stretch that Giannis and Dame weren't in the game, or where Giannis was out of the game, was bad. And then there was this moment where Dame went out with 4 minutes to play, and I didn't understand that. But outside that, I thought the offense was fine. And like I said, Giannis only got up. Like you said, we honestly got one shot in the fourth quarter. That lets me know the ball was moving. That lets me know that they were looking for other guys. And again, you got 2 big Gary Trent threes to end the game. AJ Green missed at least one very good look from 3 there. Brook Lopez, everything he took in the fourth quarter was wide open. The threes, the push shot, they got a lot of good looks. And I think Indiana's purpose was, we want to take Giannis away, but we had a lot of good looks. And again, I just disagree on the challenging. I don't know if the refs can automatically review a foul. Can they? I don't think they can. Can they? Can they review a foul automatically? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think that's a college basketball rule in the last second or two. I think the only thing that they can automatically review, correct me if I'm wrong, is his foot on the line or not on the line. If you want them to review, did he step out of bounds or anything else like that, you got 100% challenge it. I hear the argument, though. End of the day, could we have used that timeout to run a better play? Absolutely. But, the fact, and not only did the dude make it fall out, he shot back across his body. His body was going right, he shot back left. I'd give him that shot 100 times, and he'll miss 99 of them. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have been in this situation anyway if you don't give up that 10-0 run immediately. It felt like we were playing catch-up all fourth quarter anyway. Right. I thought we had good looks. I thought there were looks that should have went down. The Dame reverse layup, it was a great move. He just missed it. And that's some of the stuff that you can't have.
Let that have been Kuz, Mr. Damn reverse layup wide open. That'd have been a whole topic of discussion. Let me see. NYC Demon, another super chat, says, I'll say what nobody wants to say. The Bucks have not gotten the Dame we thought we traded for. That's why we won't win, because he is more mid than he is spectacular for the Bucks. If Dame showed up is the most used term for us. It's not a bad point at all from NYC Demon talking about the shortcomings of Damian Lillard and what he's had here. I will say this. I'll say this, and there's people in the chat who, if you were of the belief that Chris Middleton was going to turn it on in the fourth quarter, Dayon Montecore, if you were of the belief that Chris Middleton was going to turn it on magically in the playoffs, despite the ankle stuff, then you should really be of the belief that Damian Lillard is going to do it, because I saw Damian Lillard do it last year in the playoffs against Indiana for 3 games, and he didn't have to have 2 ankle surgeries after the season. So I do believe that, I'm still holding out hope that Damian Lillard in the playoffs is going to be Damian Lillard. But yeah, I think you guys are right about what happened tonight. No, Damian Lillard did not. You can't go ghost, man. You cannot. There's no way you're going ghost. There's just no way that you're not forcing the issue. And again, some of the problem is, I go back to it. Damian Lillard to me looks a lot like Chris Paul looked in the finals, in the terms of he can't bring the ball up the floor. When people are pressuring him, he can't. I'm just trying to say, there are so many guys that you don't even want to pressure them 94 feet, because they're going to, Shea Gilgeous, who's running 94 feet with him? Ajax did it for a little bit in that what's the name? But you don't really want to do that because he's going by you. You're just giving him more room to go by you. Kyrie Irving, you don't want to do that to him. But Chris Paul had trouble initiating offense. Damian Lillard is having trouble. I mean, there was one where he did. I remember one in particular. I was watching him, and he kept the ball throughout the entire possession. We didn't get into our offense till like 12 seconds on the clock, on the shot clock, because he was pressured the entire time and didn't give it up. So I know why he gives it up, but I mean, yeah, but Dame has to be much better. There's no way around that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you look at, obviously the shooting splits tell a story, but the issue is the inconsistency during the regular season. I think, to me, obviously watching that Indiana Pacers series where you don't have Giannis and you see him consistently night in, night out go crazy. And it was an issue for us in the regular season last year, and I think that's why we dropped so many games to bad teams. Is just there's some nights where he's just not great. And that has kind of continued its way throughout this regular season. I mean, when is the last time – what's Dame's career high as a Buck, like, during a regular season game? Like, it can't be, anything close to what he touched in Portland, So, you could talk about Doc Rivers and what they run for him and stuff like that. But today, in particular, I just watched Dame and Giannis both hesitant to take any control late in this game. It was rough. It was rough. TP, yes, he had great looks. We talked about the looks Brook Lopez got. Are you more confident in Dame and Giannis to be taking some of those shots? Probably. And we're just not getting that from him. And whether it's a bad night, a bad night dictating that, I don't know. But that's what I saw tonight. 4 of 14, that's not going to cut it. Missed layup, that's not going to cut it. Late game, that is tough.
Tish telling everybody hit the like button if this game pissed you off. I'm with her. If this game pissed you off, definitely hit the like button. Twice. And I see somebody also said that that a couple of the other one addressed in the comments. Somebody said that why no Giannis at the 5 again. That is something I truly believe that Doc, and we saw it, I believe, once. He ran it once a couple games ago with Giannis at the 5. Where we came, I can't remember who we came back on. We were down and we came back on something. I think we ended up losing that game too. But
who is that? Remember he missed a game winner?
Oh, yeah, I can't remember who it was though. I can't remember who it was on.
The Magic.
Okay, yeah, right. He ran in the 5 against the Magic. I think that, again, I truly think this is going to be a thing. Doc Rivers is waiting to the playoffs to pull it out. I think he is. Giannis, again, it's taxing on Giannis's body. I think he's waiting on the playoffs to pull it out. Just like, again, when y'all keep talking about, I see in the comments about Doc Rivers waiting too long. He only has 35 minutes to play him. So he has to, so again, I understand that. The Bucks aren't going all out for these wins. They just aren't. Let me see.
Look, man, like it's a lot of negative stuff. And this is kind of what we do. Not what we do. What some of y'all do as Bucks fans, man. Like you can't turn your head on Damian Lillard, and the dude dropped 41 this year. I think everyone on this panel has already admitted he played a bad game. But to say that you're not gonna put that man in a lineup, like we just got to get more creative with it. And what I'm truthfully hoping, man, is I'm hoping Doc is saving his big bullets for the playoffs. We'll lose March 11th. Basketball game, and it'll suck. Fan base will be pissed. I'm pissed. Trey's pissed. Hell, we ain't even go live tonight. We just kind of came in this joint because everybody's just upset. But we gotta take a deep breath and just let Dame be Dame, and he's gonna figure this out. Like him and Giannis, and I think they talked about it the other day. Eric Name was talking about it on the radio this week. It's still a work in progress with Kuzma just getting here. So give these guys a chance to get together. And this tough stretch is what we want. Tough teams to play against. Because we don't want to see it against Washington and stuff like that. Let's see them beat some good teams, allegedly, because we don't beat them.
I see Daniel Cantrell. This is fan fiction. That there's tension between Dame and Giannis, has been since last year. I don't know where does that come from? I don't believe that to be. I don't see that.
So when they
as being true.
When they be shadow boxing before the game, hugging and all that's just fake love too.
Yeah, and I also don't believe this this stuff about he said stop taking Giannis out of the flow with 8 consecutive minutes plus quarter break. So Rick, my question for you, Rick, is if you know you can only play him 35 minutes, where are you taking how are you divvying those up? Doc he's on a minutes limit. Like I think that's why I really believe that's why you're seeing it. I just do. I don't. So I think in the playoffs, I don't think you'll see extended breaks from Giannis. I think it's just a thing about the minutes here. That's all.
Isn't Dame on minutes restriction still too?
Huh?
Isn't Dame still on minutes?
I'm not sure if he's still on. I mean, I don't know if he is. I don't know what it is. He played 37 tonight, so I'm not sure what the restriction is if he's on it. Let's see, Iron Man Clan TV says, here's the thing, Justin, we can't keep losing like this. Do you want us to be playing those buzzsaws in Cleveland and Boston? We're already going to do that. Like even if you're not getting to the 1 or 2 seed. So yes, you're going to play them on their home floors. And again, to me, the home court stuff is overrated to me a little bit, only because it really only comes into effect in Game 7. Like, so yes, that is a Game 7 thing. Home court advantage is big. Otherwise, everybody's got unless. So I guess the key is if you have home court advantage, you technically don't have to win on the road, which I get that. But otherwise, unless you're playing on every series going 7, you got to get a road win anyway. You got to get a road win at some point. So I mean, I get that too, but I don't know, man. I didn't think Doc. I didn't think Doc did as bad a job. I think people are. I really. The only thing I didn't like about Doc was the 2-3 zone tonight was nasty. That was disgusting, and it got killed. It got killed for like 5 possessions in a row, and he didn't. He didn't change it. So I didn't like that.
Go ahead, Justin.
Off the dribble as well. Like the zone wasn't even just killed from the behind the arc.
Yes,
we talked about how terrible Haliburton was shooting the ball, but like, look, man. I don't like if you want this win, and don't get it twisted. Every single Bucks fan wants this win. This is the equivalent. These dumb Chicago Bears fans, what you feel like when you play the Packers. You lose to anybody, but you want to beat them. We want to beat the hell out of the Patriots, not because they're a real rival, not because they're a good basketball team, because they run their mouth at Dame time, celebrate when it's over, and all that other dumb stuff that they do. But I don't want this game in place of a playoff series win in the first round. And that's what we got to start looking at this like. The reason why Giannis isn't here or he's not there is because we're keeping these legs healthy for the playoffs. This gentleman has missed 2 playoff years back to back. And he missed last year on a non-contact type injury. Hey, man, I get it. Everybody's frustrated. We're all frustrated. Hey, look, if Dame, what we talking a lot of Dame talk tonight, right? What Dame needs to do, the same way I tried to send y'all that clip, but I failed, like half of Tyrese Haliburton jump shots, Dame needs to watch that. And if that don't put a chip on your shoulder to come out there and bust that boy behind on Saturday, I don't know what else to tell you.
It's funny that, I'm reading this from at Bucks Lead Twitter. The referee came on and said there was a defensive foul for not allowing the player to land safely. He landed out of bounds. How does that make sense that you land out of bounds and there's a foul for not landing safely there. But yeah, it is what it is. Tough loss tonight for the Bucks.
We got Sammy. You must be that dude that was reading Aaron Rodgers' body language too.
Oh, yeah.
We put in the chat, Giannis didn't have fun. Read his body language. I don't know what body language means. Hey, Chris Key.
How much fun was he having when Chris was on team? He was 2-8. Again, this doesn't make any sense. This is the thing. Do y'all not remember? So y'all must not remember it. Do you not remember as soon as Chris got traded, the story came out about how the players were upset. Started leaking about how the players were upset that Chris Middleton wasn't playing through not through an injury because he was cleared to play. So again, if anything, people the reports came out that players were upset that Chris Middleton wasn't playing. So again, and that's not fan fiction. That's a report. Who do you think that's coming from? You think the man on the bench said that? Where do you think this report's coming from? You think
Liam Robbins?
Yeah, you think Ryan Rollins out there talking about, I can't believe Chris ain't playing tonight. He's probably happy because damn, that's more time for me. No, so it had to be somebody who was legit. It was a legit player that was upset about this. The other one talking about Kuzma, I think it's Deion Mank. We're talking about Kuzma being your third best player. Whatever. Who said this? Again, you guys keep looking at this in the van. I'm not going to say things about Kuzma the rest of the night, but you guys keep looking at this like Kuzma's never brought. I say it all the time. I said this before the trade. Kuzma's never brought here to be a Chris Middleton replacement from an offensive standpoint. That's not what he was. Now, again, tonight he was not particularly good. But he is. So, and again, that happens. But he has to show his worth through his energy, his hustle, his rebounding, and getting open shots, getting open layups, cutting, all those types of things. He didn't do that as well as he needed to do, and he also turned the ball over. So, yes, we agree. Tonight was not a good night for Kyle Kuzma. But again, when you look at in the games there, he wasn't the reason they lost. He wasn't in. You can't let he wasn't in. And again, you brought Kyle Kuzma. Chris Middleton probably would have been hurt anyway. He was out. Didn't Washington play the other night? Mm-hmm. Did Chris Middleton, was he on the injury report? Or was he playing?
No, he was on the injury report.
He wasn't playing. Oh, okay. He wasn't playing again. Okay, gotcha.
And let's not get it construed. Sorry, Chris. But like I see a lot of stuff that Kuz didn't close out the game. He's closed out every game except for this one.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but we've seen Giannis this year have bad games. We've seen Dame. We've seen Doc. We've seen Brooke. We've seen Bobby. We've seen Middleton. Everybody on his team has had bad games. So you can't just look and sit here and harp and wait for the dude to have a bad game. Put him as minus 18. Look, like really you need to go argue with a wall if you're arguing if Kuzma played good in this game, because we've all said that. All three of us have said that.
Yeah, here's my thing. I mean, I just said it to begin the show. Is like, did you not have...
Chris Middleton was 3 for 9 tonight? Oh, get the hell out of here. Chris Middleton was 3 for 9 with 8 points tonight? Oh, hell, minus 18? Oh, hell no. Nah. Oh, hell no. Nah. Get out. Hey, come on, get out of here. Get out of here. Come on, man. Y'all playing.
No,
sorry, Chris.
Yeah, this is what I'm not comparing Chris to Kuzma, because this team, I think, still undoubtedly got better after the deadline. But regardless of that, did you not have a chance to win this basketball game with 6 seconds left, with 4 seconds left? Did you not have a chance to win this basketball game? You did.
Absolutely.
And you fouled a 3-point shooter and he made it. Okay, so what does that have to do with Kuzma? What he wasn't out there. So why am yes, he had a bad game. Nobody has a problem admitting that. But at the same time, you had a chance to win the basketball game. You go win the basketball game. That's my issue.
William Arranger Super Chat says, the only thing that worries me is the standings. This stings. I still believe in this team. It's hard not to when you have Dame and Giannis. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what this is about. Damian Lillard and Giannis. Again, we can talk about Kuzma till you're blue in the face. Damian Lillard has to be better. Damian Lillard cannot. Y'all talk about Kyle Kuzma. Damian Lillard was 4 for 14 tonight. And that's what we're starting. Y'all can't give me they don't run plays for him. He was on the court. He was on the court when Giannis wasn't on the court. There were times when he was on the court where Giannis wasn't on the court, and he still didn't look good. Now again, he did rattle off the 11 points in the third, but that it was not a good enough effort from him. He has to play like a superstar. He absolutely has to play like a superstar. And if you don't, you're gonna get beat. You just will. Dan says, where's talking about last? We talked about last week for the first 20 minutes of this damn show. Or are you talking about, or unless you're talking about the inbounds after the fact, where Giannis ran up the court. And again, you don't have a timeout. I still don't have a problem with Doc challenging the foul, because again, the audacity to call it there is crazy, in my opinion. And again, by letter of the law, was it a foul? Probably, but you don't call it there, man. I mean, how many times we always talk about you don't call that foul there? You just don't. And the other thing, somebody said I was talking about how trash the Pacers were and all this kind of stuff. Somebody texted me and said, how you talking about trash about the Haliburton and the Pacers? Because I'm not a front runner. Because I can lose 115, 114 to the Pacers and still come out and say, hey, Saturday, we're going to whoop y'all ass. Haliburton would never do that because he's too scared. He can't do it. What MJ say in the last dance? That's a measure of a good man. What you going to like when it's 0-0? We playing Saturday. We going to whoop your ass then. That's what I'm talking about. You talking about you can only talk after you hit the game winner. Yeah. And I don't think he really did a lot of talk till after Giannis missed the shot. So to lose, he's always running scared. I'm never running scared. They're going to get their ass whooped Saturday. It is what it is.
And I believe
go ahead.
I believe the last game in Indiana, they were down like 12 or 15, and that's when Giannis started talking shit to Siakam when we were down. That's just real. Like, he don't stand on business. He don't stand on anything. But I mean, the Pacers are a smart team just in terms of like high-end. They don't have high-end talent, the people's mix. There's no high-end talent on the Indiana Pacers. You gotta, how many All-Stars they have this year? The chat talking about how terrible Dame is. Dame was an all-star, and so was Giannis. How many did the Pacers have? How many of them dudes took over the game tonight? They were up 10, and we came right back and smacked them in the mouth and tied the game up and took the lead. Like, we not getting outcoached or nothing like that tonight. Like Trey said when we started this show, this is a fluke loss. The dude is 3 rows in the stands. He's selling popcorn, hitting the three-pointer, and we called a foul because of unsafe landing environment. Maybe he should take a regular shot. And they're not smart. They're dumb. That's why they celebrate after the fact.
Yeah. That's how it goes, man. Man, I hope you guys were watching at, I hope everybody was watching the game at
Curly's
Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill out in Lakeview Boulevard, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Get out there to Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill tonight. They had $3 bottles and pints because it was a nationally televised Milwaukee Bucks game. And guess what they're going to have on Thursday?
Nationally televised with $3
nationally televised $3 bottles and pints. You're 100% correct. So get out there, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. If you get out there on a Wednesday or a Thursday, you know what they're doing, right?
Bingo and trivia.
And if you do well in bingo, do well in trivia, you know what you get?
Chris King's Bucks tickets.
Section 102, row 23, seats 1 and 2. They may ask you something like this. Who was the first European-born player to win the NBA MVP?
European.
First European. Yes.
There you go.
Dirk Nowitzki. Yeah. There you go. First European player to win an NBA MVP. Dirk, that was quick. Good job.
Should have been a Milwaukee Buck. We had.
Again, People's Mix says Pacers on the second night of back-to-back, by the way. It doesn't even matter. Haliburton didn't play. So, their best player didn't even play the back-to-back. Hey, you know why? Because his ass was running scared. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to play the Buck. He didn't want to come on the back. He wanted to get ready so he could come play the Buck. That's what these guys are, man. Bunch of front runners, man. Front runners, man. I'm sick of it. Unfortunate loss tonight, man. Unfortunate loss shouldn't happen. Absolutely should not have happened. No way around it. Bucks do lose 115-114. Let's go. Well, let's go to Twitter and then we'll keep. Let's go. I'm just such a loss tonight, man. Like tonight, it's just no reason this happened, man. There's no reason this happened. Let's see what Twitter said tonight. The Wisconsin kid said Giannis didn't let him land. It was upheld. We're not blaming the refs on this shitty performance. Die Hard says Haliburton knows it wasn't a foul. That's why he keeps saying it on the broadcast. What a poor call. We shouldn't see a game end on a 4-point play, tic-tac foul call like that. That's what I'm saying. You can't end the game like that. Monica, I'm not gonna read yours because you talked enough in here. Let's see here. Big old baby says always the excuses. Shut up. J. Phil in Texas says plain and simple, all the blame is on Giannis for putting himself in that situation, which he's done numerous times. Now we'll say, let me ask you guys here. Let's stay there and ask you guys a question. I think this team is one of the dumbest teams in the NBA. Like they have the low bet, and again, now this is where you talk about Kuzma, because Giannis to me is a low basketball IQ player at times. Kuzma's a low basketball IQ player. KPJ is a low basketball IQ player. Who else is low basketball IQ? Torian Prince at times is low basketball IQ.
Bobby
Bobby Portis is low, but we have a lot of low IQ basketball guys on this team. So I mean, I'm just saying, I think that's a thing.
No, I agree. I think even at Brook, some of his IQ plays, and even Dame sometimes to be such a basketball wizard. I mean, he does a lot of dumb stuff. I mean, when you look at half of McConnell's steals tonight, they were off of low IQ basketball passes. You just kind of floating the ball to the next guy, we're trying. AJ Green I'm thinking about him cross court passing it and getting that picked off. Like, but we got to clean this up before the playoffs. I mean, that's what it boils down to, man. I do not think that the Pacers are a better basketball team than us. I don't think the Detroit Pistons are a better basketball team than us. I really think these guys can hoop, and I think they're going to show it. And I think when we won, what was it, 8 out of 10 or 8 out of 9, I think that's truly more who this team is than these struggle fests we've had in the last couple. But I'm going to tell you this, man. I know the other night when the four of us were on here, we were talking about we still had a shot for that 3 seed. That junk done now, man. No more 3 seed.
100%. That's fine because I want to play their ass. I want to play the Pacers. I want my get back. No, listen, yes, this team has low IQ. I mean, I remember from when the Bucks won the championship in 2021, even Chuck would say it, like, this is the stupidest basketball team. I mean, yeah, Dayon, we had Chris back then too. But he would say that. He would say this is the stupidest basketball team I've ever seen, and if they can finally lock in, they'll win a championship. And they did. They locked in and won a championship. Yes, Giannis has his moments. Tonight, I think that is about as low as it gets. I mean, you're up 3 points. The worst thing that could happen is go to OT. You still probably have a little bit of momentum because you had to come back from a 10-point deficit in that fourth quarter. Yeah, obviously we could clean up the IQ a little bit, but at the end of the day, like, when you have an opportunity to win a game, you go do it. You go win that game. You don't have those kind of blunders. And tonight they had them. You don't have missed layups. You had them. And it just all falls on the players and the coach, man. Like, that, you got to be better. We've seen this team be better in late game situations, and they weren't good enough tonight.
Well, and I just go back to Rick Hamilton's low basketball IQ falls on coaching. I mean, I guess, but they were low basketball IQ with Bud. They were low basketball IQ with AG, and so maybe it's the players who have the low basketball IQ. If your team's had 3 coaches and still full of idiots. I think that somebody asked about why Dame was playing so much better under Griffin. I really think it was because of the fouls. Like he was getting. They would call fouls like a year ago. They just stopped calling fouls for him. And you can get the ball. If you see the ball going through the net, that's a big difference. And he doesn't get that anymore. How many free throws did he take tonight? He did take 6 free throws tonight. He was 5 or 6. But again, a lot of opportunities there. The Bucks didn't.
If that was Dame at the end of the game, it'd be side out or 2 shots.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. 100%. What else did I want to get? Oh, I did want to say, so people were talking about the standings. Bucks still hold the tiebreaker over Indiana and Detroit. They can stay in that spot if they can win on Saturday. But the Bucks are tied in the record category, 36-28. Indiana's 36-28. Detroit is 37-29. Both. So everybody's statistically at the same mark. Detroit with 1 more loss and 1 more win in the win-loss column. So everything is really even at the 4, 5, 6. There was some chance that there was a chance that the Bucks were going to. It seemed like you talking about chasing the 3. It seemed like they were really starting to move away from Indiana, Detroit. But you lose 3 in a row, and you're right back in there in the mix of things. And again, the Bucks are right back. Again, you look at it, 14-17 on the road. The Bucks are gonna have to figure some of that out. Bucks again back in action. Man, this is one of the times where I just wish everything would just flip and get right to it because they're back in action on Thursday night against the LA Lakers. The thing that's so funny to me, and this is the only thing I don't get now, and we'll kind of start to wrap a little bit, is the Lakers have won. They're 40-23, so they have 4 more wins and 5. They basically have 4 more wins than the Bucks. Lakers are looked at as like this. Oh my God, they there. This championship. And the Bucks are looked at how they're looked at. And same thing with the Knicks. Like people look at the Knicks like they're they're playing great ball. They have 5 more. Like when you really break it down, like what is 5 more wins? That's not. I mean, granted, that's not a lot. you're not that much better than somebody from an 82-game season if you have 5 more wins. You were very, very close. Now, again, yeah, if you're talking about Boston and 11 more wins, you're talking about Cleveland, who has 55. They have almost 20 more wins. Yes, we're talking about a different level. You're looking at on the west side of things, 53 wins from OKC, 42 wins from Denver. Even that's only 7. But 5 games is really not that much. It's just not. It's really not.
I mean, we'll say it till we blue in the face, man. I don't know how many times we're going to say that this regular season is our entire practice. So we got to get to these playoffs, and a lot of this other stuff will come to fruition, hopefully, man. Hopefully, Doc will make better decisions. He had some low IQ moments as well. Forgot about him. Hopefully, these guys will play better, man. But right now, this is a rut that we're in. We're not making the timely plays. We're not making the timely stops. When we make stops, sometimes we're not scoring the basketball. I mean, if you would have told me AJ Green would be this poor behind the arc, I'd laugh at you. Because the one thing the kid can do is he can shoot the ball. He's missing wide open threes with the closest dude to him was in Ohio. Doesn't make sense. So we got to play better, though. And we got to play smarter on the defensive end, man. We got to stop this penetration going down to the basket. We got to shut these guards off, man. And I think we'll be fine, man. I mean, it's a lot of good guys on that coaching staff, man. So we're going to go ahead on and fix it, and we're going to get right. Starting with the Lakers on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, just to react to that, I've watched Haliburton collapse the whole Bucks defense. 3 guys collapsed and left a wide open Nembhard late in that game. Those are the type of things I would live with. Haliburton, maybe with Brook Lopez a couple steps behind him, getting a floater. You just can't go up threes, wide open threes, and that's ultimately how you're going to beat the Bucks because their defense is just too slow or they're overhelping, and that has to stop. I think they have the personnel to stop that as well. They just, it goes again to that low IQ stuff.
Yeah, always. Always happens, man. But again, unfortunate, Bucks aren't able to close it out. They were up 3 late in this game. A miraculous 3-point shot from Tyrese Haliburton doesn't just tie the game. He then, they then call foul, give him the free throw on top of it, and the Bucks lose. They find a way to lose this one. And again, it wasn't their best game. So again, I think you give some credit for keeping themselves being up. And again, I know a lot of people in the comments are trashing the Bucks. Again, I tend to think that 99 times out of 100 they win that game. They just do. So I'm not gonna beat myself up over it because I don't think that really happens in most scenarios. Let's talk about it. Do want to rest in peace to Junior Bridgman, a Milwaukee Bucks legend, NBA legend, just one of the great players in Milwaukee Bucks history, accomplished billionaire businessman. He died at the age of 71, sustained a medical emergency at the Galt House Hotel in Louisville during a fundraising event today. The Bucks had a statement that the Milwaukee Bucks are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Bucks legend and owner. Yeah, he was a minority owner as well. Junior Bridgman, Junior's retired number 2 jersey hangs in a 5-star forum, serving as a constant remembrance of his outstanding play on the court and his impact on the Bucks' success. His hard work and perseverance led him to become one of the nation's top business leaders. And last September, his professional life came to full circle when he returned to the Bucks family as an owner. His memory will always be an inspiration to the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, he's 6'5" guard forward, spent 10 of his 12 seasons with the Bucks. Over 11,000 points, almost 10,000 of those with the Bucks. Averaged 13, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a career high 17 per game in 1979, 1980. Again, just a sad day in history for the Milwaukee Bucks as you lose a legend in the Milwaukee community, Junior Bridgman.
I think.
My bad.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
I think just hearing, obviously, kind of past my time in terms of just being able to know a big character like that, but to be such a legend and to have so much impact on so many NBA players. You hear what Shaq said on TNT, talking about how he inspired him to be able to save his money, just because, you hear all those statistics about how many people that play professional sports end up going broke or blowing their money. And then for him to be an inspiration to fellow NBA players is awesome. So definitely rest in peace. And Bucks legend.
Yeah, the crazy thing about Junior Bridgman, man, and Chris King, he's even before my time too. But the crazy thing about it is that man will go down as a legend, and his jersey was retired for his on-court basketball abilities. And after he retired from the game, he was one of the first ones, and arguably I would put him in the top 5 of all time of businessmen outside of the sports arena that turned a Wendy's franchise into a billion-dollar empire, that gave back to the Milwaukee community, the East Chicago community where he was from, the Louisville community. It just doesn't get any better than him. And I just want to salute him. I think I tweeted it, he's a hero times 2. And he worked with my pops for a little bit, man. Like, my pops did stuff with his businesses and stuff like that. It's a sad day, man. It's really sad. And I know we get pissed off after these losses. We disagree on this coach or this player and stuff like that. But when you see something like this happen to Junior, it's much bigger than a meaningless basketball game. And I think this is kind of what Giannis was getting to when we lost that playoff series, where there's real life things outside of the game of basketball that are bigger than just the game itself.
So today was one of those days. Just monumental in the history. Owned a lot of Chili's, Wendy's as well. So again, in the community, just did so much. Junior Bridgman, 71 years old, and will absolutely be missed. Getting back into it, game balls tonight in a 115-114 loss to the Indiana Pacers. Who are you giving game ball to?
It's tough. I would give it to Gary Trent Jr. What a big shot that was late game, even though obviously we weren't able to capitalize and get the win. But going 1 of 9 versus the Cavs, not having a good game, and then picking it back up tonight. And just the confidence and also just seeing what Gary Trent Jr. brings to the table late game. If there's guys who aren't able to handle the ball well, like you had a lineup with TP and Brook out there, and they just wanted to give it to somebody. And Dame and Giannis being face guarded, and Gary Trent Jr. did a good job of initiating offense. So I'd give it to GTJ, even though we weren't able to pull the win out for him.
Even there's no way I'll give it to anybody on the Pacers. I don't care if we scored 2 points tonight. I give it to the dude that scored 2 points. But I'm gonna go with Brook Lopez, man. I thought he made a lot of key, timely shots that kept us in that ball game. Allowed, like you said, Chris, for GTJ to be in the spot to hit that shot. A lot of good slapbacks as far as with the rebounding and stuff like that. He did his thing in the paint, man. Did a good job. Hey, man, Brook, great game. We're gonna need that again Thursday night and Saturday again, man. We can't go hiding anymore.
The only thing I'll say before I get the game balls is, what I do like about Giannis typically, I don't know what his comments were after the game, but he usually has a really good perspective and an outlook. And, you just realize there's 18, 19 games left in the season. There's plenty of time to turn it. Again, it's a 3-game lose streak. It's not as bad as 2 and 8. But how we started. But Giannis was very confident in that 2 and 8 stretch that, we're going to turn it around. That's how you should feel right now, that you're going to get this right, that you're going to turn this around. You lose by 1, 2 to these guys. You just lost by, you did lose to the Cavaliers, but then you lose by 2 to the Magic. And right before that, you were, until you lost that one, you'd won 8 of 10. So it just shows you that's how that you can't get too high. You can't get too low when you talk about the NBA. You talk about where things are and how they are. This is just how it goes. So you're in a 3-game slump right now. That's why I try not to get on the cool. That's why I really don't understand why we're so. Oh my God, you just won 8 out of 10, and people were talking about how the season had turned around. So you lose 3 in a row. I think you go out since everybody's got so much to say. about how great the Lakers, they beat everybody. Then come out, then they should easily win Thursday night. And missing people don't matter, because I was told that it don't matter. Nobody give us no issue. We missing Bobby Portis, Giannis on the minutes limit. Y'all got Luka Doncic. You should come out there. The Lakers should come out there Thursday night and be ready to win. And so I expect nothing less. And if we whip their ass on Thursday night, you best believe I'll be here talking my SHIT about a dub over the Lakers. Well, there's no question about it. So let's do it. A home game on Thursday. Go out there. Let's go give these guys some support. You lost 3 in a row. Let's not make it 4. Let's go beat the Lakers. You got to go beat them.
Yeah, you have to and stop the bleeding. I mean, my goodness, I was very, very optimistic about what I saw in that stretch where they won 8 of 9, ended up being 8 of 10. But like this team still has Dame and Giannis. This team still has guys to be excited about. They weren't able to pull it out tonight because of late game blunder like we talked about. But at the end of the day, the season moves on. As long as you're going to be able to get these guys healthy into the playoffs, you're going to have a shot. If it takes a Haliburton fadeaway 3 in the corner and he gets a foul call for it to beat you, otherwise it would be 3-0 in this season, right? Then I think you got a good shot when it comes to playing that team in the first round, or maybe even a Detroit in the first round. So I'm not going to be too doom and gloom about it after what we've seen this team do. We just got to be able to stop the bleeding here against the Lakers, who don't have LeBron and then maybe some other guys missing.
Yeah, one thing about this team, man, they're good as far as rebounding. Fluke losses, fluke wins happen from time to time, man. This is a strong team. This is why you have a veteran team. I trust this team in the playoffs. I trust this team against the Los Angeles Lakers. And let's not forget our homies Billy Schmidt and Armin Sarian got their, I believe it's their fantasy football beat the guys thing, and they're out at Potawatomi Thursday, and then they're at the Lakers game. So big up to those guys. I know they're going to bring the energy. We need Billy on that TV screen, drinking beers and faster than David Bakhtiari's ever drank them, and I think we'll be fine, man. We just got to relax, though, Bucks fans. It's a regular season loss. This is going to happen. You know what? We're going to lose another one.
Yep.
And the 3 of us plus one more, we'll be right here to talk about it again.
Absolutely. We'll keep it rolling. Last thing I'll say.
Well, hold on. I don't mean to stop, but we got to get to our college basketball challenge, because all these jokers talking in the chat about us.
I ain't get to my game ball yet.
I thought you gave it to Kuz. My bad.
Nah, I gave it to Kuz. Hell no. No, I would say my game ball definitely not gonna go to Tyrese Haliburton. But I'll give it to Pascal Siakam tonight. 25, 12, and 5. And got to win. You know what? Actually, I'll give it to Rick Carlisle for drawing up the play. They've used that play before. So actually, I'll scratch that, Pascal. I'll give it to Rick Carlisle. All right, Tish is in here, says RP the outstanding man, family and father, leader, league, and friend. Fly high to Junior Bridgman. All right, now let's go to the look around. 115-114 Pacers win. Pistons beat the Wizards tonight. Cavs with a comeback win over the Nets. Those guys just can't. They won 14 in a row. They just can't seem to lose. And the Pelicans beat the Clippers 127-120. Zion 22, 10, and 12. Again, Pelicans not playing for much. But Zion has started to come on as of late. Looking at the look around, I'll echo what you talked about there, Justin. Again, want everybody to join us in our NCAA bracket challenge. You know, the conference tournaments are happening now. You're seeing, like I said, that was a Haliburton with a March Madness type of buzzer beater on the Bucks tonight. But yeah, join us. It's gonna be fun. We'll have all the link. I think we're gonna do ESPN. Maybe we'll do CBS. I'm guessing we're going to do ESPN. We'll send the links out when it's time to do it. $10 sheets. Enter as many as possible. We'll give you all the information. And then, winner, we'll do first, second, and third will get a percentage of the cut. And then, of course, if you come in first, you have the opportunity if you want to join us for a segment, join us for a show, however you want to do it. And that'll be fun to join the Cream City crossover, be an honorary member for a night. What an opportunity to get in and talk with your favorite host of the Cream City crossover with all of us. So that'll be fun.
We got 4 more tickets punched tonight. We got Gonzaga, Robert Morris, UNCW, and then I know my son, Light Skin Justice, isn't in the chat, but his school, Troy University, made the NCAA tournament last night, man. So good stuff since our last show.
Got it too. St. Francis, St. Francis, PA got it. They're in.
Oh yeah, yep, you're right, absolutely.
They were listen to this, 15 and 17 on the road because the NEC is so small of a conference. They don't even play on a neutral site. They go knock off the number 1 seed Central Connecticut State 25 and 6. They beat them. Crazy.
Tough going 25-6 and not making your
at home.
Not making a tournament. Yeah.
Crazy. Did y'all just hear that breakdown on St. Francis, PA, and Central Connecticut State? Yeah, you better get your pencils ready because you it's gonna take a big bracket to beat Chris King. I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Chris King, the college basketball expert, obviously here in the chat. Mark Gomes says this new half-court offense is beyond forced and unsustainable. You have Giannis and force feed on every fast break and tell him to take the double and go score 25 field goal attempts minimum in the playoffs. Yeah, again, I think you can see a lot. I do think that Giannis, I think they will play a little bit different in the playoffs. I really do. Because, again, at the end of the day, everything's it's on their shoulders. And so, again, I want to live and die by what they have going on. But, again, tonight, if you tell me we're up 3 with 3 seconds to play, I'll take that. I'll take those odds every single night. Tonight didn't work, but I'll take those. I'll take those odds, man. I really will. Anything else you guys want to get into at all on the in the look around? I've been keeping up a little bit with the NFL free agency. My Panthers got some guys. So I'm feeling good, optimistic. I think DeAndre Hopkins just went to the Ravens. You're seeing a lot of my Panthers locked up J.C. Horn, which I'm happy about. Questions about where Aaron Rodgers is going to end up. That's interesting. Sam Darnold went to Seattle, right?
Yep. Sam
Darnold in Seattle. So just a lot of interesting parts, moving pieces. Justin Fields to the Jets, which is crazy. The Chicago Bears are spending a lot of money, throwing a lot of money around as usual. So again, it's going to be a very interesting season upcoming in the NFL, and free agency just always a good part of things.
I'm just excited for my Green Bay Packers that we got a cornerback to play along with Jair Alexander, because I'm going to say keep Jair in Green Bay. Sure, I'll piss y'all off in the chat again, but that's my dog. I want him there. Put that other boy, I don't even remember the dude's name, but that other dude, because he's going to be a dog. And then, sharing up that offensive line, I think for us, man, and I'm sure JT would fight me on this. I know Trey probably about to chop me up about it. I like signing that guard because the one thing that we saw in that Philadelphia Eagles football game, Elton Jenkins went out, and our offensive line crapped the bed. Jordan Love had no time to throw the ball. Josh Jacobs had no holes to run the ball through. So I think you got to shore up that offensive line. And the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers, even the Detroit Lions, you look at some of these teams that are really good in the NFL, and they're winning them trenches, man. So big signing for the Packers in that, in my opinion. Kind of hurt losing TJ Slayton to the Bengals. I think he's a guy that could come in. He's a lot like Chris King's favorite buck, Bobby Portis, man. He gonna come in the game. He gonna make some great plays, and then God darn it, he gonna be offsides when you need a first down to stop these boys or whatever. He gonna make a bonehead play, man. So I think we're in a good spot though. Hopefully Chris King agrees with me in the Packers, man. We gotta get that boy a cheesehead.
Yeah, I don't really have much to comment on free agency. I'm totally locked in on March, locked in on the Milwaukee Bucks. I just kind of I look forward to the draft more than free agency. We'll see what happens there, but. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little interesting what the Steelers are going to do now that Fields is gone, and maybe you go get that boy that Green Bay is real familiar with, Aaron Rodgers, to sure up. I mean, DK and George Pickens, that's kind of entertaining to me. Two guys that unnecessary roughness and unsportsmanlike conduct penalties all over the field. But yeah, I'm not really too in tune with it.
Eric Name had this on Doc Rivers, who said after the game, they said, was there any thought to taking a timeout when the Pacers came out in that alignment? He said, no, we've seen it. We've worked on it. We just lost him. That's on us. I told our staff we got to have our guys prepared better for that. We were off the bodies. You could see us screaming before the play. We were off the bodies. We were in trouble before the play started. So there was no thought given to taking a timeout, because what if they score and then we don't have a timeout? Well, that ended up happening anyway. He says, defensively, what was supposed to happen, Doc Rivers said, there was no reason to switch, and we just did. He was open the whole play. There was miscommunication, and I always think that's on me and my staff, not on our guys. We'll figure it out, because that's a play that should never happen. So what I do like about that is Doc Rivers takes responsibility there. He doesn't throw anybody on the bus. Again, I think he's telling you that they worked on it, but he took responsibility there. NYC Demon with his 20th super chat on a live. Man, you guys are show a lot of support. We appreciate it.
That money.
He says people high on the Lakers because they're 20-11 versus teams above 500, and that's impressive wins versus great teams. Bucks are 11-15 versus teams above 500. I think the Bucks will be fine. Annoying loss. Let's start winning games again. Yeah, I agree. That's the attitude to have, NYC. The Bucks will be fine. Let's get back to winning games. Let's leave it right there.
Well,
go ahead. You got anything else?
Yeah, I mean, it's also that's part of our job, right? Is talk everybody off the ledge. Like I enjoy when the world is falling and doom and gloom. This team is going nowhere, because at the end of the day, it's the NBA regular season, man. Like, things like this happen. Games like Cleveland happens. I understand that there is a little bit of a blueprint to where if you're not consistent in the regular season, you're not going to be able to be consistent in the playoffs. But you got Dame and Giannis. And if we can get Dame playing at that superstar level and some of these role guys stepping up, I think we'll be just fine. It may not result in a championship, but you don't get that every year. And be glad that at least they tried to listen to us and try to make moves to extend the window a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just got one last thing for all y'all jokers in the chat. Y'all been talking about Jeff T. Y'all been talking about this dude. The young boy y'all need to listen to is Chris King. That boy he's spot on like a damn Dalmatian. And the other thing I want to say, I want to call out one dude. I get in trouble. I was calling somebody out and I get Trey in trouble in the comments. Brian Butch. We want Mr. Butch, the polar bear, to come on this show during the NCAA tournament and talk with the homie Chris King about college basketball. Two most knowledgeable college basketball dudes I got, man. And y'all get a little bit of Bobby Portis hate when he comes too.
No,
Yeah.
superstar in the chat. Yeah, right. Dame can't be a superstar in this league. Still, even at 34, we've seen it.
We can't, but he has to show it.
Yeah,
he has to show it. He has to show it. There's no question about it. Have to show it. I was like, this game. I'm just not sure. I will see. We'll have to watch it. I'm not sure who was really supposed to take Haliburton at the end of the game. But anyway, that's it. Bucks lose it tonight. 115, 114. Don't have enough. That's 3 in a row. A 4-point play is how this thing ends tonight. Got to go be better. Got to go back and get them in LA in Milwaukee on Thursday night. We'll be here. We'll talk about it as always. We'll have some fun here at the Cream City Crossover. We want to appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. We want to appreciate if you're watching here, if you're watching on YouTube, watching on Twitter, however you watch this. We hope you hit that like button if you like anything. If you're pissed off tonight, hit that like button for us and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend about the Cream City Crossover. It is the absolute best Milwaukee Bucks post-game show in all of the land. Join us. Stay with us. We'll be here after all these games, man, to the good, the bad, and the ugly, and everything in between. Ed says we talked off the ledge. That's what we're here for. We appreciate it. Want to thank our sponsors tonight. The Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Go out there, enjoy yourself. Tell them the Groove sent you. Tell them the Cream City Crossover sent you. Go out there Thursday night and, man, really, really turn up and get those $3 bottles and pints. Rick Ham says, yeah, Bucks loss, not a Pacer win. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Get out there. Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar, sponsor of the Cream City Crossover. That's it. That's all we got tonight. This has been a Cream City Media Group production from the Groove Truck III.
Chris King.
Justin.
How about y'all? But when we talk this through, I feel a lot better tonight. I really do. Before I started the show, I was upset. I feel a lot better after this. You got to get a win Thursday, man. You have to get a win Thursday. For our NBAs, only because I dared to tell you the truth. Don't take no wood nickels. Can't find my rock. Oh, I found it. Courage.